Hello.
What up, Paul?
You all right, mate?
You know, I'll tell you what, on that last prize CJ was giving away, I hit that thing before Steve, but you know what? Because I was posting so many messages, YouTube was blocking my messages.
They do. I think if you do 5 within 1 minute, it stops you doing it.
Yeah, I posted a link in the chat, in the private chat. That's hilarious.
I see it there, yeah.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put it. They blocked it. I was sending so many messages, they blocked it.
Yeah, it does it with me. On my McLaren's, when I used to do them, I used to always win, but I used to block it, and I'm like, bollocks. You ain't fin time.
Exclusive said he was blocked too.
Exclusive, yeah. They do. I think it's you can't do 5. I think it's 5 within quick succession.
Okay.
Yeah. I donated mine to Dave anyway. He's setting up a new tank, so it'd be nice for him.
You're setting up a new tank?
No, Dave is. So I won it, didn't I?
Ah, okay, yeah.
And I'll give it to Dave. I'm such a nice guy.
Yeah. No, you Manchester guys. You Manchester folks can be nice at times, you know?
Yeah, unlike the Scousers.
I don't know any Scousers, to be honest. I don't. Actually, I know one Scouser. My boss actually just got married to a Scouser, so I know one Scouser, but I know a lot of people from, excluding you guys, I know a lot of people from Manchester.
Yeah. Anyone that supports Liverpool's a Scouser.
Which one is the biggest area in terms of which one is a my son, which one is a bigger metropolitan area?
You got London, then Birmingham and Manchester. They used to call Birmingham the second capital. Used to, but now Manchester's well overtook that now. So you got London and Manchester, the biggest ones.
Wait, what's the football team in Birmingham?
Birmingham.
Villa? Yeah, Villa.
Birmingham. You got Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
West Bromwich Albion.
Uh-huh.
I think they're the bigger ones. That's really it for the bigger ones.
But those aren't big. Well, Aston Villa is kind of a big team, but
Villa. They won the league loads. They won the European Cup, Aston Villa, haven't they?
Yeah, but what happened to them recently? I don't even know.
Yeah, they're not even in the Premier League anymore, are they?
Yeah, badly run. Newcastle, in terms of revenue, Newcastle's like, I mean, I know in England doesn't mean much, but they're like 17th overall in Europe in terms of revenue.
Yeah, but he's selling it now, isn't he, Mike Ashley?
Well, hopefully, listen, I feel for fans. As somebody who's been through an owner with a terrible owner, I feel for fans where, so Mike Ashley is selling the team. So I'm kind of glad about that, yeah.
So Exclusive Reef's got something here. So I'm finding myself cleaning my quarantine tank every 3 to 4 days because there's too much food in the bottom. So I don't want any more money issues. Why are you feeding too much food to see it? Don't feed as much.
Yeah, if you you shouldn't be seeing any food on the bottom. I mean, I don't have any, when I'm feeding at all, I think rarely any food makes it to the bottom.
Oh, fin time, Crystal Palace. Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Someone's got to. Just like someone's got to spot Liverpool, eh?
Yeah, Exclusive, probably feeding. He said he's not feeding too much. But how is that food on the bottom then?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
You sure it's not fish poop? You sure he's not confusing fish poop with food?
You don't want to feed them out of food that your fish eat. So there's food on the bottom. They won't eat when I move back. Well, if you don't feed them daily, just feed them once every 3 days. And then they'll get hungry and they'll want to eat it.
Or try putting some garlic on it.
Or change the food. They obviously don't like that one.
Yeah, whatever's on the, yeah, give them frozen then. Give them frozen. Try garlic. I was feeding 2 times a day. Yikes. Not clownfish. I feed once a day.
I feed once a day. And every, like today, all I put is a bit of seaweed in. I never put nothing else in. So today we just had seaweed because yesterday I fed more. But today's a day off.
Yeah,
I always put seaweed in my tangs. So my tangs are, I like to keep my tangs healthy. But the rest of them will nibble at it. And when little bits of seaweed float off, even the clownfish will come on and nibble at it. So,
yeah, the only fish I worry about is like the amphias because they say you should feed them multiple times a day. But yeah. I'm considering actually taking that fish out.
Yeah. It's like my mandarins. It's like you've got a big pod. I've got mandarins. My mandarins are fat as hell. I don't even have a refugium. So, but I dose plankton me daily. But my pods in my system are booming and all.
Yeah, 2 times a day is too much. I mean, I feed 1 time a day towards the evening, like right about now.
See, I usually feed mine about 4 or 5 o'clock. What time is it there now?
6:24.
What time is it there?
6:30.
Right.
What's up?
You right, Phil? Steve, how are you doing?
I'm gonna post this image so Steve can see. That's funny.
Is your mic fixed yet, Steve?
Yeah, exclusive. Yeah, it's a little clown. So how much do you expect it to eat? It has a small stomach.
I was going to say a clownfish, just 2 little small pieces of mysis and it'll be happy.
Yeah, just feed them whatever you think they'll eat. Like a clownfish can, and then I guess because he's seeing food on the ground, he's feeding.
You know what I'd do? You know what I'd do?
Pellets. Pellets are nutrient dense. People don't realize that.
Is it copper? Has he got copper in his quarantine?
Oh, I don't know.
Because if there's no copper in the quarantine, it's just salinity. I'd put pods in it. Clownfish love pods. Obviously, you don't want to put pods where there's copper. So
he said no copper. Yeah,
get a bag of pods in there. Get some pods in. My clownfish absolutely annihilate pods.
Clownfish eat very little, especially small clownfish, like 1 or 2 pellets. So they don't need much more than that. And especially if you're feeding them 2 times a day, you're not giving them any time to get hungry. 2 times a day is a lot. Yeah.
The thing is, the more you feed a fish has got a stomach, right? A fish will hold the food in the stomach. If you feed them, they'll shit it out. So if you miss a day, they'll digest the food that's in the stomach. Get more benefit from it.
Yeah. If you see food floating around, then you're feeding too much. Just feed enough where you don't see any food floating around, or try a different food. Try frozen. Go get the mysis shrimp pack and feed like a cut 1 in 3 parts and feed that, and you should be fine.
Feeding mysis, right? Listen, how many fish is in there? We need to know how many fish you've got in there. Is it just 2 fish?
He said he's feeding mysis.
Right, let's break it down, right? How many fish have you got in there? Right, you've got 2 fish, you're feeding a quarter of mysis. Is that daily? Well, we can put it this way. I've got 11 fish in my system, and I feed 1 cube every 2 days. You're feeding a quarter to 2 little fish every day. That just breaks it down as how much you're feeding. A lot. And my fish, fat as you like. Everyone's seen my fish. I love it there. Right on. Right on. This time. A quarter, 2-3 days, yeah. Well, I've got 11 fish, and every 2 days, I feed a cube every 2 days. That's to 11 fish. You need to feed 2 or 3. Well, I've put literally 4 mysis in to feed them, and they'll swim up and eat them. That's what you need.
4 pieces of mysis? How do you even get 4 pieces of mysis?
Well, when you melt it, you've got individual mysis in there, haven't you?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? So I'd literally pick them out and throw them in one at a time. Do you know what I mean?
I don't even melt it. I just throw it in frozen and everything.
No, I always break it. Well, what I do, I melt it. The reason is because I've got a 2-spot wrasse, and the 2-spot wrasse will just get it, and it won't give anyone else it. It'll just nick it. That's what it does. If I drop it in an accident, sometimes it just takes the full thing away and eats it itself. But I also add a bit of garlic dropped. Let me just. I've got. So I drop this in. So I drop this in. I'll spread this. Ecosystem garlic. So I squirt some right in. I'll also pop some Reef and that in at the same time. So. Feed every other day, yeah. Just feed every other day, you'll be right. That'll be perfectly fine. I want to eat some Jaffa cakes. I'll tell you what, why is it so quiet this live stream?
I don't know. Everybody's still there. Do any of you two know much about calcium reactor? I don't.
I think that's the one dosing. That's the one dosing that I've never used.
I've never used it either.
Yeah, I've used 2-part Kalkwasser, bunch of different 2-parts. I've never used the calcium reactor.
No. But what do you want to know about the calcium reactor? I think we'll know a little bit. I think we know a little bit through listening to everyone else, what everyone else said about them.
Yeah, so Addie's Reef, go ahead and ask.
You can only say we don't know.
All right. He's waiting. I guess we're waiting.
Where's Dave? Why is Dave not here?
I don't know. Probably eating dinner and working on the tank. He was in a CJ stream. I keep refreshing my email. I'm waiting for this shipping confirmation from BRS, man.
Why? What have you got?
No, for
That's
the light.
sweet.
For that light.
All right.
Other people are already shipping. I'm wondering if I should get it from a website called Marina Reef and then cancel my BRS purchase.
Kushka. Is it?
Let me see who these guys are. Marina and Reef. Oh, they're in Arizona. No. I think exclusive. Did you check your shipping confirmation? Are you really getting the lights? Paul, Craig Smith is asking if you're working tomorrow.
No.
Hey, you've been having a lot of vacation recently. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad. How you two, all right?
I'm all right.
Oh.
What it is right, it's basically, I don't see there's a lot of information out there about this particular thing about calcium reactors. So, what happened is I used to dose 2-part. Everything was fine, but I wanted to progress with the hobby and get into calcium reactors because everyone bangs on about them saying how brilliant they are. So, I set it up, stuck it on my Apex, and basically as soon as I set it up, about a few days later, my alkalinity rocketed up. My calcium rocketed up. Because I put mag chips in there as well, and they rocketed up as well. But I went into a fish shop, and they told me that what it was is because I stuck it on for because I haven't got a lot of SPS in my tank. I've only got a little bit of SPS. And they said to me what I should do is I should turn it off for one day, let it run for 4 hours, and then turn it off for another day, let it run for 4 hours, which I've done on my Apex, and everything's slowly coming down now. Instead of me doing a massive water change and shocking the system, I just wanted to know what your views are on it.
Well, the thing is, if you're, I believe, and I had not with a calcium reactor, but I had the other day where I overdosed something and my calcium was high. I was doing Triton, and instead of while I was waiting for the levels to drop, my tank started looking like crap. So I ended up doing a big water change. So the first thing is, if you see your tank not looking good, don't wait for those levels to drop naturally. Just do don't do if you're not comfortable doing a 50% or whatever one time, do 30% a couple days in a row. So that's the first thing. The second thing, what I do know about calcium reactors is, I think what they call the effluent, the amount, the drip rate that drips back into the system, just turn that down. So the less drips you have dripping back into your system, the less stuff is going to be dosed. I think Craig in the chat is saying, turn down your CO2 to maybe 1 bubble per second. And what's the pH? What pH do you have in the calcium reactor?
2 seconds. What I do is I look on the Apex. I think with BRS TV, I think I copied what they did. So I think that's right.
Yeah, I think the bubble rate, turn that down, because that's less of the media you put in being used up. And then I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, but I think it's called the effluent. That's what actually drips back into your sump or in your tank. Turn that down, because that controls the dose rate. So if you're dripping less into the tank, that's less stuff you're dosing.
Yeah, because the way I've got it explained to me is roughly what you're saying there is it is a doser, but it's like a natural doser. So you wouldn't sit there dosing all day, every day, like that sort of amount. I've turned the drip rate down, and my bubble count is like 1 a second, and my drip rate's probably like 1 drip every 3 seconds. But I have to go into the tank like every day, because what happens is it gets clogged up.
Oh, you have,
and it stops
okay.
dripping.
I see. So so now that you said that, here's the problem. You're essentially turning the media into mush. You're making what's called a milkshake. By the way, there's a website, there's a YouTube channel called Tidal Gardens. He's made 2 good videos about calcium reactors. He dropped one today, and he dropped one a couple months ago. So when you get, it sounds like you're driving or you're on your way home. Search for YouTube for Tidal Gardens, and when you get to Tidal Gardens, look for. He's made 2 videos about calcium reactors. He made one today, which is like is one all about 2 parts and different ways of dosing. You could just fast forward to the calcium reactor part, and then a few months ago, he made a really in-depth video about calcium reactors. So a lot of my information I'm going to tell you is based off of that. So when you have the pH too low in the reactor, you're creating what's called a milkshake, or the pH is so low that you are dissolving the media too fast, and then it's clogging up, and the stuff in it's not being dosed to your tank because that milkshake is clogging the lines, and that's what's been happening, right? Yeah, so I think you have the pH. I really don't have enough info to tell you how to adjust it. I gotta admit, because I kind of know what's happening, but I don't know how to tell you to fix it. So I really think, go on YouTube and check out. That's the best video I've seen about calcium reactors. I think those are definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've got my levels up pretty high when I first put it in. I've watched the videos. I did watch that one you was talking about. It's fan, isn't it? First video, and I followed that as well, because obviously research is the best way, isn't it? But if you look out there, there's not really any videos to say. Basically, I don't know what I've done, but I've done it to the T where everyone said, rocket it up. I don't know if
Hey, Addy, we kind of lost you there for a minute. All right, we'll wait for him to come back.
I say, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, basically all I was saying is that my levels went a bit high, and I was trying to get it to come down. So yeah, what you've said to me is good information.
Yeah, anytime you're using a calcium reactor, from what I understand, and I learned this from Rico, anytime you're using a calcium reactor and the levels, your levels go too high, especially over a short period of time, then you're dosing too fast or you're dissolving the media too fast, because you don't use a calcium reactor to raise pH, to raise your levels. You really use it to maintain them at a steady level. That you were using it and your levels were too high, that means you're either, or maybe both, you're dissolving the media too fast, which it sounds like you're doing because you said it keeps getting clogged, and you're probably also, the drip rate dripping back into the tank is also too high. Someone is asking, what reactor are you using?
Skims.
Say that again. I think we missed it. You went out for a minute.
Skims one.
Oh, the Skims one?
Yeah.
All right. Let me do a search on that. I didn't even know Skims made calcium reactor.
It's basically you have to put it in the sun because the pump is underneath. So you haven't got a feed pump. It literally cuts out the feed pump.
Oh, it's the internal calcium reactor?
Yeah. I think it's rated up to 1,000 litres. I've got a 450.
It's the CM113 calcium reactor?
Yeah, that sounds about right, yeah.
All right.
I think what you're saying is right. If basically on the apex, if I raise the lower range up a bit, so it don't get to that point where it will, like you say, milkshake, then I'll be able to. It's less frustrating because I have turned when you clear out. Obviously, where it's milkshake and you clear it out, you're giving it a big dose, isn't you? Really.
Oh, when you create that milkshake and you're clearing it out, you should not make that go in the tank. Don't let that go in the tank, man. Yeah, don't do that. When you make a milkshake and you cleaning out the milkshake, throw that away. Yeah, don't do that, man. Don't do that at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are little because I'm not experienced with it. I've always used a doser. I mean, I've been in the hobby for a long time, and I've always used a doser. So I wanted to go to the next level because I'm starting to get into SPS. I never had SPS before, and I'm starting to get into it now.
Paul, we're going to try to sell you on Triton, but well, after you figure this out.
When you realise it's not working, come back to me and we'll talk to you about Triton.
Where are you?
Where am I? I'm basically I live in Northamptonshire in England. At the moment, I'm just driving home. I'm just driving home from Derby in England. I just had an out of hours call out.
But you're from London, aren't you?
Yeah. Obviously, you can tell that. Yeah, I was born and bred in London, but obviously, as we know, in England, the house prices are mental. For something that I brought up here, I couldn't even get a shed in London. It's true. It's true.
It's true.
It's crazy.
What did that car park space go for? $500,000, was it?
No, mate. It's like literally. My parents still live in do you know Watford, just on the outskirts of London, basically.
Yeah.
Their place is absolutely tiny, and it's worth 450,000. The place I'm living in is worth 230, and it's like a mansion.
Yeah, listen, I live in New York City, and we have the same thing here in New York. I imagine the same thing in London, where the real estate prices are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think he said his tank's 450 litres, Craig.
Yeah, check the CO2 levels. Definitely check the CO. I think you're putting in too much CO2. That's why it's you're turning that thing into a milkshake. And then check it's better to have it turned down and then have to adjust it up later, rather now you have it up too high and then adjusting it down is going to be a lot harder. So try start low, start with a low bubble rate, low CO2, low drip rate, and then when you get a baseline and you get it working, and after a few days, it's not being clogged and you're not making any mush, then you start to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good. That's what I mean. I've cut it down to 4 hours a day now, so the air will only turn on 4 hours a day.
How stocked is your tank? How much corals do you have in your tank?
There's not a lot of SPS, but because of what happened, it's stripped my frog spawn, it's stripped my torch corals, and a couple of my soft corals have receded.
Yeah, do the water change, man. Since your corals aren't doing well, don't wait for it to drop. Do the big water change. I wouldn't. If your corals aren't doing well, they're probably gonna die anyway. So don't wait for them to sit in a bad situation and try to save them. Do a water change.
I think the problem is that what I'm using as well, I'm using Red Sea Coral Pro, and the levels are quite high. When you do a big water change with them, the levels are quite high anyway. So now, now I'm going to use a calcium reactor. I'm going to just go to Red Sea, the normal salt, not the Pro.
Yeah, that Red Sea Coral Pro, the levels are high. So if you do a water change, you're right. You're not actually going to drop anything. And Craig, someone in the chat is saying you have a big reactor, so you're going to need to run it very low. Like that reactor should be able to be to scale up to a much bigger tank. So, you know, yeah, it's for tanks up to 200 gallons. So, yeah, make sure you start low, turn it down, turn down the CO2, turn down the bubble rate. Yeah, that's a big reactor.
You know how it is though, because we're going to get a bigger tank. You're never happy with the size of your tank. So I always buy everything big. Everything in my tank is rated for 1,000 litres. I don't know that is in gallons, but
A lot.
yeah, a lot. Yeah, that's what I think. I think you're right. You know, it's nice hearing with someone with a bit of experience. You know, because I think unfortunately in England, I mean, you can probably vouch for me here. There's not a massive like a lot of people enjoy the hobby, but it's not like America. You know, they're like a big family. You know, but over here, you go into a shop. Like, I'll tell you what happened. I went to the shop and I spoke to another guy about what's going on. I said, you know, this is what's going on. He said, you know, I want to know how could I resolve it. He said, I'll tell you what I'll do. You want to stick more SPS in your tank? And what I'll do is I'll do you a deal today. If you spend 200 quid in my shop, I'll give you some nice SPS. Like, you're not listening to me, mate. Another guy, I went into the shop, and he's basically saying what you're saying. He gave me advice. He didn't say buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. He just gave me advice. You don't need to buy nothing. But the thing is, I'll go back to his shop.
What shop is that?
Oh, it's a shop in Cambridge, Coral Tech, which is going out of business.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. But the shop I recommend is in Kettering, Kettering Aquatics, it's called. It's very good.
Yeah, I hope you figure it out, man. I'm sorry I haven't used a calcium reactor, and that couldn't have been more help.
No, everything you gave me there is what I mean. Obviously, people in the chat as well. You know, it all makes sense. When people tell you, it makes more sense. You start thinking about it more in a different way, you know?
Yeah, there's Paul Cruz is in the chat. I wonder if Cruz probably has experience with a calcium reactor, right?
Oh, he will.
Yeah, ask him in the chat and see what he says.
Cruz knows everything. Cruz is here now.
Here he is. Hey, Cruz.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Cruz.
Cruz
We have
more than Einstein. Tell you.
We have Addy's Reef here, who's having some issues with his calcium reactor. I think he said I think he turned it up too high. I'm not sure what high means with a calcium reactor, and he overdosed, and sometimes it's clogging. So I'm guessing that he either is dosing to the tank too much, and he also said the media is like turning to mush. So I'm thinking he's adding too much CO2 and dissolving too much of the media.
Oh no, that's exactly what's happening. Or he's got a burp in the system. Do you know what I'm saying? In the CO2 system.
A what?
The regulator's not good.
Addy, what kind of regulator do you have? I know he has a Skims calcium reactor. I'm not even sure what a regulator on the calcium reactor does.
It's what they call the DD. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what the company's called, but the products they sell is DD.
It's their own products.
What's that, mate?
D&D's their own products.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let me just try to find the regulator. I'm going to try to find it on the internet now. 1 second.
Do you know what
I
I'm
think the
saying?
regulator's working.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm running it off. I'm running it off a Apex. Obviously, I'm controlling it off the pH probe.
Okay.
But I think where we was talking earlier, I think what's happened is that I'm letting it get too low. So it's building up inside where it's dosing out, and it's the drip rate's going down. But I think initially, at the very beginning, I dosed it too much. I mean, someone said that my reactor's too big for my tank. That could be another thing. So I think that because I was on I don't know if you heard earlier, but basically I used to dose. I've dosed for years, and I've gone to calcium reactors now. Step. And I do a weekly, I test my parameters every week. And it took a week, and I like to keep my alkalinity at 12. Because I think that my tank. And
Hello?
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 Hey, Greg.
Hiya.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm in bed. Your best bet is to go to see Darren at Kettering Aquatics. He uses calcium reactors. There's nothing wrong with a D&D regulator. It's a good regulator. It just sounds like you're overdosing.
Yeah.
Cambridge Coral Tech, as you know, they're going down. They're nice boys in there, but I wouldn't trust them with calcium reactors, and especially for someone who's just starting out to use them. So I'd seriously go and see Darren, have a chat with him, and he'll put you straight with it.
That's what I'm saying. This is
Well,
exactly what he's done. I mean, Darren, exactly what Darren said to me is cut it out, leave it run for 4 hours a day. Because I was doing it running, so when the pH got to that certain level, it obviously injected the air, but I had that running 24/7. He said, right, tell your Apex not to let it turn on at all, but only for 4 hours a day.
Yeah, because you've got to remember you're running an extremely large calcium reactor on quite a relatively small aquarium. Most people use a calcium reactors rated to their aquariums. So you know you've got a calcium reactor that can do double, if not more, of what your aquarium is. So you're going to have it on the real minimum settings to run to get a stable alkalinity.
Yeah, or a shorter cycle.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
Cycle.
Yeah, but I think you need to speak to someone and show you or explain it to you face to face rather than trying to suss it out for yourselves.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why I brought up the regulator issue is because there's a lot of secondhand, calcium reactors out here in the United States, and a lot of them are salt creep. They're eroded and stuff like that, and they don't hold anymore. They don't regulate anything. Everything's all corroded on the inside.
Yeah.
When you actually do a chop and cut open the friggin' the regulator or pull it apart.
Now, the D&D regulators are actually good. They've got a fine tuning on them. They're quite well made in that. So.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a stainless steel. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. No, that's one of the reasons why I asked him, what about his regulator? What type of regulator he was utilizing?
Yeah.
It's what Darren uses. Darren uses the exact same one from Kettering.
Yeah, I think he uses it on his home aquarium, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And his home aquarium is 1,000 litres, if I believe you're right, and all that. So you've got a fine adjustment to suit it for your small tank. Unfortunately, buying big's not always the best thing when you've got a smaller aquarium.
Yep. Yeah. The way I looked at it, I looked at it as a skimmer, bigger, better. Obviously, this was wrong. You
should have carried on dosing in your smaller aquarium and then save your reactor when you get your large aquarium.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's all it is. Is that I felt like I thought it's the next step to go. Everyone's always saying it's a good way to go onto a calcium reactor. I am thinking about going up to the 750. So that's the main reason why I'm buying my kit ready for that. So when I do buy the tank, the missus kind of
Yeah.
Yep.
But Darren, I can vouch for Darren. He's a good bloke in that, and he'll put you in the right direction.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you obviously heard earlier, he told me don't buy nothing from my shop. You don't need to buy nothing from my shop.
Yeah.
What you need to do is this, and this, and then come and see me.
Yeah. Well, I hope that helps you anyway.
Yeah, that did, mate. I appreciate that. Thanks for that.
That's all right, mate. No problems.
Good. Yeah, great advice, Craig. Thank you.
Okay.
So, Cruz, what's the topic for today?
Sleep. I'm tired.
Sleep.
I'm still at work. I'm taking a break. It's gonna explode.
Time to finish.
When I'm done.
See, that's why I like
we have a couple. Yeah, I mean, we have a couple of items open over here at the bio farm. We just got out of an audit, and there's a crap ton of freaking things that need to change. So, gonna see how many of these changes we can make. So, I mean, I don't know whether or not you guys are familiar with the biopharmaceutical, having the audits and stuff like that, and any change needs to change control and, you know, traceability and this and that. You know,
Wait, I thought you were a coral, like, you know, like coral farmer, essentially. You get audited, stuff like that too?
No. That's my hobby business.
Oh.
I've got two other businesses.
Gotcha.
Well. So
are you a bioengineer?
I'm an automation engineer.
All right.
Well, more or less a manager now. I manage the automation group. A bunch of nerds like myself work. You know, kind of like the whole calcium reactors. We also have what we call a bioreactor in our systems right now too, that we're also tweaking. And it, let's put it this way, it was also sized too big. So we also had to figure out how to make something that's oversized work for a smaller system. So very, very similar mentality when it comes to automating a process, a bioprocess, and also automating a reef tank or a reef system. Processes are processes. You base it on inputs and outputs, either analog or discrete, which are ones and zeros. Seymour's familiar with that. And then you have the true false statements on whether or not you actually hit certain parameters. That's when you step on to the next sequence.
So size does matter then.
Huh?
So size does matter then.
My missus says it doesn't.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just work and I make things work.
I think this is what confuses a lot of people in this hobby, though, because everyone says, "Oh, you're better off going a little bit bigger, go a little bit bigger." But there's certain things where you can't go bigger. You know
yeah.
I mean? And
there are certain things that are harder to control when they're bigger because you don't have the fine resolution or the tuning.
Yeah, it's like your power head. I won't tell people to get a power head that's too big for the system.
I see people recommend all the time, like, get a bigger skimmer, get a gigantic skimmer. And I see people say, get something that's doubly rated for your tank or so. And I have an oversized skimmer, but that's because I overstock my tanks and I feed heavy. So, I need a skimmer. Like, I have amount of fish in my 75 that would do for maybe
you're using it for an application.
Yep.
A specific application, which is overfeeding, getting the freaking nutrients out again. As fast as possible, getting the bacteria out of your system, because that's what you're actually skimming are the proteins that are formed by the bacteria.
I think what it is in all crews, I think people oversize for the reason that they don't have to run things at full speed. If you get something like a skimmer oversized, you can run it at its lowest speed. to get the
Not
same
necessarily
effect.
true, because I've seen people get I've seen people get skimmers that are oversized, and then they don't have a lot of fish, and they don't overfeed. They're the stingy
They
feeders.
overskim their system. Yep.
Well,
They overskim
the skimmer doesn't even perform consistently because there's nothing to skim essentially. Like it'll skim right after you finish feeding, and then it has such a big neck that it can't really create a stable foam head to skim anything.
Bingo.
Seymour, Kevin's asked, what did we change this week?
Nothing.
Good job. That's the hardest thing to do, is not change anything.
My lights are coming next week though, but that's been a while. But nothing. I didn't make any changes this week, man. I cleaned the skimmer cup. That's all.
Good job.
So you
One of the
changed
hardest things to do.
So we changed. Do you know what? I did mine yesterday. I did it yesterday, and it was absolutely disgusting. It come out thick, really thick.
I didn't even clean the glass, Kevin. So see, nothing.
Do you know what? I cleaned my skimmer cup yesterday, and today it's coming out more bubbly than it's done in a long time. So basically, it was clogging up on the skimmer cup.
Oh wait, Kevin! I did lie. I did change my return pump, but I have a reason. I was using a Reef Octopus Varios 8, and it's quiet. My tank is in my living room, right next to my TV. So being quiet is absolutely like paramount to whatever I'm doing. Like I don't want to have a nice night relaxing with the wife, and then you have this buzz coming from the tank. So I go out of my way, like. But I bought this Reef. Listen, couple months ago, I was going on vacation. I bought this Varios pump. I hadn't decided if I was going to use it, but the night before I went away on vacation, my return pump failed. My Vectra by Ecotech, the power supply failed. So I had no choice but to put this new pump on. After 2 months, it started making like a huge whining noise. Oh, we spoke about this the other day, Cruz. Oh yeah, I don't have to explain it to you. So yeah. So anyway, Coral View was giving me like the whole runaround. So finally, I'm like, man, the pump is 2 months old, and Ecotech was kind enough to, after I called Ecotech about a different issue, and I just mentioned it to them. They say, oh, send it in. We'll give you a new one. You've been a good customer. And they say, oh, you've had power supplies issues with a different pump in the past, so we'll give you a new one. So the new one arrived, and I said to Coral View, basically, screw you, I want a new pump. And they said, okay, mail it in, and we'll test it. We'll test it and see. Our engineers will test it to see if the power draw of something else. So, Kevin, it's not my fault, man. Something happened to my pump, so it wasn't I didn't intend to change anything. It just happened. So there you go. That's what I changed on my tank this week. Yeah, it would be it would be great for me to try everything in the box at once. I wish.
I've got a. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I've got a. I was always dubious about him, but an automatic skimmer cleaning head.
Yeah.
And it cleans the inside of it. And, it's the best thing I've ever done, because I can go not clean the skimmer at all for weeks and weeks, and I just drain the waste via the tap into a container, and it makes life so much easier. I don't get my hands in there, every few days cleaning all the crap out. So it does help, because it's important to keep your skimmer running at all the time.
But how often do you clean the squeegee?
Squeegee probably once a month. I'll just lift the head off, rinse it under the tap,
yeah, okay,
and then just sit it back in, and it automatically cleans. Eh?
Yeah, mine builds up a lot. I got this muddy buildup on it.
But it does make life a bit easier, Cruz, doesn't it? Like if you maintenance wise.
Yeah,
and it keeps the neck of the skimmer clean inside, so it continuously skims well.
It does. It does. I had a what was it called? I forgot who made it.
Yeah.
They're like a pirate theme, whatever, where they had the freaking Davies blocker for the freaking Skim 8 and all this other good stuff. I forgot what they're called. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, it's like an add-on to any skimmer. You can sort of customize it to fit most skimmers.
Yes, that one.
Saint Swabby, isn't it? Advanced Swabby or something?
Yeah, it's called the Swabby.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a pirate theme, whatever thing. It has a double blade. It has a double wiper blade to keep actually the neck clean, and adjustable squeegees so that you could actually hug the sides of the neck and actually keep it wiped down.
If I find one of those, probably. So right now I'm running an experiment where I'm not running filter socks. And one of the things with not running filter socks is the skimmer cup just get dirtier, a lot dirtier than if you were running filter socks. So I don't know if I'm going to continue with this whole no filter socks, experiment.
I think, Seymour, you need some sort of mechanical filtration. In any aquarium, some sort of it.
Yeah. Is this a pain?
Well, it depends on when.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends on when. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did
explain that, Cruz.
Okay. It depends on when. Like while you're feeding, you don't want to have your skimmer running. Typically, especially if you have a full-on refugium. You know what I'm saying? You need to get the food particulates down there. And the one way that we actually keep our skimmer pumps clean is actually utilizing a wooden air stone in front of it and letting the impeller clean itself, utilizing the bubble cavitation to actually just knock off a lot of that stuff, in the buildup. Utilizing a little bit of science to clean and keep your pumps clean is utilizing a little bit of cavitation. And a lot of people keep on saying that cavitation is bad, but they're talking about the old impeller pumps like the Pan World, stuff like that actually had a metal impeller. Yeah, cavitation on metal is bad, but on phenolic, it doesn't matter, or nylon, it doesn't matter, because it's so pliable, if you know what I'm talking about. And all it does, that cavitation does, is it jars it a little bit and freaking knocks off a lot of that, the film, bacterial film.
Seymour, the way I got round the filter sock problem was I invested into one of those filter roll systems.
Those are nice.
Yeah, so I've got that. So that removes most of the particles, goes straight through to the skimmer, and my whole task on the tank is to make it as maintenance and keep it as automated as possible, but it does help. I just change that every 2 to 3 months. No changing socks anymore. And also Vertex actually do a skimmer cleaner head specifically for your skimmer.
Yeah. So so the thing about the Red Sea tanks is they use this weird filter socks that's annoying as heck and expensive and hard to get, and they're smaller than regular filter socks, so they clog easier. But I saw on Marine Depot's website they make some cups that fit into the filter sock area. Then I can just cut floss and put in it and just throw away the floss in 2 days. So I really do think that, when this filter socks experiment is finished, I'm not going to go back to filter socks again. But what I'll do is I'll use the floss where, I'll just throw it out every day. Because part of the issue was, like living in an apartment and swapping them every couple of days and putting them in a bucket and finding space to keep them until I had a chance to go to the laundromat to wash them. That was part of it.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yes. So I'm never going back to filter socks again. I can guarantee you that. But what
Seymour, why not just use the 225 micron ones like I do?
Dude, they're still a pain to wash, man.
No, they're not. The 225 micron ones. They literally rinse under the tap and they're fully clean out under the tap. Like within 10 seconds.
Yeah, Paul, Seymour don't want to be doing that.
No. and then, then I got to get shtick from the wife because I'm washing it in the tub.
I know what. Well, I just live outside. I've got an hose pipe outside.
Yeah, that's a bad thing when the wife gets mad.
Yeah.
There's no solution to that.
But Seymour, I've got a few friends who have installed the small D&D are actually going to release it in Christmas time over here. The small filter roll systems, which you can retrofit into the Red Sea system.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them, but
yeah.
Some space is tight with the little Reefer 350. If it was the bigger Reefer, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do the automated. I think the cup and throwing it away twice a week. I think that works for me. That's a good balance between not doing too much work and not having to, because the big floss is not that expensive. In fact, having 10 pairs of filter socks, I think I calculated it, and having 10 pairs of filter socks over the last year and a half, getting enough floss to last me like a year and a half is about the same price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also utilize pantyhose. It's a lot cheaper, and you could also throw it away.
Not the wife, though.
Seymour's got loads under his bed. He wears them on Sunday when his wife's not there.
Yeah, I will. Oh, yeah. I'm not going back to the filter socks, but I think the cup is a good balance. That's a good balance.
All the new Red Seas are using that cup system now, aren't they?
Well, it's a third party making it.
Oh, right.
He's not making it yet.
Yeah, but there was a lad, Toby from Fish Street. He was the first one to make them over here. He made them. He custom made them over here, and everyone started using them. And Red Seas clocked onto it, thinking, "How we can make money off that."
Some guy in Australia was making them, but they were like $100 a pair plus shipping. And then now Marine Depot has them, and they're $15 each, $30 for a pair.
I saw a guy on a video setting up a new Red Sea tank, and I'm sure it had four. It was a large one, four of the cups in it. So I don't know if the Red Sea are giving that as an option there.
Maybe.
Yeah, the most probably will be. Dipping in the pies. But you can make money off something, and it's not your invention, and it's not patented. Someone's going to nick it.
Oh, man, it's on Amazon now. Yep. Yeah, everyone is selling. It's on Amazon for $20.
But what have you put in there?
Filter cup. I just searched Google for Red Sea filter cup, and the first result was Amazon.
Yep. Oh, a proper Red Sea one.
Yeah, it fits into the Red Sea. On MarineDepot.com, they actually give the list of tanks that it fits. So they say it fits all the Red Sea tank, Red Sea Reefer 170, 350, 250, 750. It fits some of the trigger systems. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, I gotta dip back in.
What you waiting for, Seymour?
No worries. I'll catch you later, Bruce.
All right, catch you later.
Cheers for jumping in, man.
I figure I would wait until I don't know. I tried to order them. So on the Marine Depot website, it says if you buy more than one, it's $17 each, and if you buy more than one, you get it for $15. And when I tried to buy it on the website, it wasn't giving me the multi-order price. So I have to call them to get the discount price, and I just haven't had a chance. But I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. Oh shucks, the price went up on Marine Depot. What the hell? It's now $20.
That's because you've got people clicking on it.
You gotta be shitting me, right? Yo, the price was. Oh. What the hell? No, come on. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, no. Oh, yes, it is $17. Sorry. What happens is you can buy it with an adapter to fit like larger filter socks. So it's with the adapter is $20, and just the filter cup by itself is $17. So yeah.
Is it an official Red Sea one or not?
I didn't find an official Red Sea one. I just posted a link to the Marine Depot one in the chat. So, why is Steve using British words? I mean, Steve, you're confusing me. 20 quid?
20 quid rip off, mate. He's probably being a proper Englishman, isn't he?
I know. I told you I was messaging him and he's like, "Hey, thanks, mate."
Right. Do you know what that is? That you could literally go and buy one of them cups from the shop and make it yourself. It's just a freaking cup. That's one of them protein shake cups.
Yep. Oh man, there's a lot. Now that I'm looking, there's a lot of videos.
Seymour, have you seen them protein shake cups where you can screw the bottoms off?
Yeah.
When they put the powder in the bottom of them, they actually fit perfectly into the holder. And that bit at the bottom, you could actually drill holes in that. And that bit at the bottom, you could put carbon in the bottom of there and change the carbon once a week or once every other day. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's a company in the UK that makes a nice looking one with acrylic. Little Ocean.
Little Ocean. Yeah.
Little Ocean. .co.uk.
That's Toby. I know Toby. Fact, if you look at my picture, on my thing. Right, look. I've got a Little Ocean there. Sponsor, see it?
Ooh.
I've got loads of sponsors.
Yeah, Little Ocean. That's made of acrylic. It looks like the one from Marine Depot. It looks like it's just plastic.
Yeah, that's just a cup. He custom makes them to fit perfect. He's actually customized them over the years and all. Because he's done a lot of research into it. You know, like the floor that goes through them and that. That's why there's so many gaps at the bottom. You just push a filter floss down there.
How much are those in the UK?
I think they're about 20 quid.
All right. But Steve was right.
Yeah. Finding out now. They're
the acrylic seems a better material, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also it has more holes, you know.
Yeah. So they won't block too easily.
I'd say he's done a few different marks of them. I think he's on like Mark 3 at the minute. Where he actually had to put more rolls in just for the floor to go through so they didn't fill up.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to cut this thing myself.
What I think you should do, though, is have an acrylic one at the front and just a mesh at the back. So they're like, all the big old stuff will go down, but if it overflows, the last thing you want is it overflowing. It both get blocked up. So I think it's good to have a mesh one at one side and one cup at the other. Because it's always the first sort of like gets full. And by the time it gets full, the other one's usually clean still.
So like a pre-filter, then the filter.
Yeah. He's called Toby Hope. He's on my Facebook. Send him a message, Seymour, see if he'll send one to you.
You find out for me, mate.
Hey, don't mate me.
All right, mate.
Listen, guys, I'm going to go. I've got to be up at 4.
What in 4? He's got to be up in 4 hours. Less than that.
That's why I was asking if you was working. You know what it's like, innit? We've got to get up early.
Oh, no. My day off tomorrow.
All right. Night, guys.
Catch you later, mate. Right. See you later. Oh, Little Ocean. So, Seymour, I'm pricing it up on his website now. He sells all the Anna checkers and everything.
Yeah?
There we go. £23 there.
£23?
Yeah, he calls them crud catchers.
Really? That's a good name.
No, that's over here. Crud is shit. So
that's exactly what they do. Crud, capture crud.
Yep.
Man, Paul, you've been having a lot of days off lately.
Why? I've not had a day off since. When was the last day off?
You were off for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, but that was no 2 weeks. That was my holidays. That.
Ah.
I get 6 weeks off a year, so.
What? Oh yeah, me too. But I don't take them. I don't take them in chunks like you do. I usually cash them out.
put them into my retirement account.
I get 6 weeks off.
Yeah, I work from home, so it's hard to, sometimes when I need to go to the doctor or something, I just do it early in the morning. I can still work, so I don't need to take a lot of days off for things.
Yeah, every 6 weeks I get 4 days off, and then I have 6 weeks holiday now.
I get a day off every 2 weeks.
A what?
I get a day off every 2 weeks.
Just 1 day?
Almost a day, yeah.
Sod that.
Yeah. Yeah, let me calculate. I've never done this. So that's 23 plus. Yeah, I get 6. I get a little over 6 weeks vacation. Yeah.
My missus gets 8.
Wow. Steve says cha-ching. No, Steve, because when I cash out the days, it's taxed as a bonus. So you you don't see most of it. Like 40% of it is taken off the top as taxes. So what I do is I just cash it out and just put it in my retirement account. And then the company matches a little bit of it. So.
What, do you not have a pension?
Pension? No. Only government workers get pension.
No, a private pension.
Private?
That's a retirement account. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You have to put you put money in it, and the company matches a certain percent.
Yeah, well, ours automatically comes out of our wage. The government set a thing up where they take so much out of your wage now, and they match it. I think ours, at the Royal Mail, they double it. So for every pound I put in, they put £2 in.
Ours isn't mandatory, and a lot of times you can pick where your deduction goes. You can play with stocks, or you can just put it in an account, or whatever you want to do.
My missus pays £300 a month into hers.
Yeah, you pay. I take 5% out of my check and put it into it, and the company matches that, and then puts it in. And then, and then I choose to invest it. I invested really. So over the last couple of years, I guess I've been lucky because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I've been seeing it go up, and then and then I have another account that I think it's I don't know these retirement, man, but whatever. I save like 10%. I just have it go into different accounts. There's another account that the company doesn't match, but it's sort of like a Roth. I don't know these names. I really don't care to know. And then my company, it's a publicly traded company, Nelnet. So what happens is, you can buy stocks at a discount. So I buy stock in the company sometimes, and I get it like, a certain discount, and you have to hold on to it for at least 6 months. So,
put your reefing budget into that account.
So your pension pot, you can actually you could buy shares. You can walk about with your pension pot.
Yeah, you could if you want to. You could borrow against it. You could borrow against yourself. It's not a pension. I don't have a pension. I have a 401k, so I'm a private worker, and I like to do it. But yeah, I can borrow against myself. I could borrow out of it, but you have to pay it back. There's a lot of strict rules. If you borrow out of it, because right now you get a lot of tax benefits by doing it. If you borrow against it, there's like heavy tax penalties. Heavy. So they try everything.
If you took it out, there were penalties. If you borrowed against it, it was a smart move. That's the way it was. I don't know, has it changed? Because it was like you were paying yourself back and still getting credit on your own money.
That's it. But you're not. But the thing is, you're not. So if I borrow out of it now, let's say I decided to take 50 grand out of it, which is fine. I won't. I won't. They'll interest. When I'm paying back into it, I'm paying myself interest. It's my account. It's my money. But you're not getting that company match during that time. You miss out on the company match during that time.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's penalty heavy.
It's still better than an early withdrawal, though.
What I keep telling people is, I mean, it's just me. My wife doesn't work, but I have a little second gig that I do to support my reefing habit. So, you know.
Sell everybody on the corner street.
Huh?
We all know about the habit.
Yep. We all know. Hey.
Hey.
If I can't find a decent house in New York, Dave, I'm moving to your neck of the woods.
You get a couple acres. Well, no,
I know.
How far do you two live from each other?
What's that, Paul?
How far do you two live from each other?
It depends. Time or miles. Miles isn't bad. Time could be 1 hour to 3 hours, depending on what time I tried to go to his house.
If you ever meet, you need to meet
Miles will probably be 25 miles, right, Dave?
Yes, it's something silly like that.
It's not that much. It's probably 20 on a map. Wait, I don't.
When the bird flies.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna look up on the map from home to like absolutely fish.
Oh, exclusive reef here. I got a topic: flatworms. Anyone ever had them, and how'd you get them? And how'd you get rid of them? Mostly flatworms coming on corals that you buy, and wrasse will get rid of them. What do you reckon, Dave?
Wrasse, but when they get into bad population, flatworm exit, but be careful because they're toxic. So if you have a lot of them and a lot of them die all at once, you've got a lot of toxins. So, exclusive, I'm in Clifton, New Jersey. What type of coral?
So, Dave, I'm 30 miles from you. If it's straight on a map, 30 miles.
Now,
if I was to leave now to get to Dave, it would take me 2 hours because of traffic.
And, you know, there's 3 different ways to go, depending on how many bridges and tolls you want us to pay for. Who's talking about what kind of coral? Oh, what kind of corals do the flatworms come in on? Well, there's different kinds of flatworms, but they could come in on anything.
I think the worst one is acro-eating flatworm.
Yeah.
Very, very hard to see with your eyes. The only really way to spot them is looking at tracks up your acros. You see lines going up your acros, but once they start, your coral's dead. And they're hard to get rid of.
Usually they come in on the kind that they're eating, unless there was an epidemic proportion in the tank they came out of, then it could be any kind. But yeah, there are ones that attack mushrooms and soft corals. And those are the ones that are really hard to see.
ERS has a video on flatworms, and I think what they've said is they haven't completely gotten rid of them, but they've found ways to kind of mitigate them by like quarantining, dipping everything, and add in certain wrasse. I think he added a 6-line wrasse specifically for that job.
That's why I've never had them. My 6-line wrasse is an ass, but I don't have flatworms. I don't have other wrasse either. He takes care of them too.
I'm just going for a fag.
All righty. Why do you think you have some exclusive? There's plenty of videos on them, but flatworm exit can be helpful. They say to try and see them, a lot of them, to try and vacuum them off before you treat, and try to remove them when you treat, and then add carbon at a certain time, and then do the big water change at that certain time. Because, like I said, if they are all dying at once, they're all releasing a toxin, you nuke your whole tank either way.
I think exclusive still has quarantine, so I don't think he should have any flatworms at the display. Like, you have a quarantine, you're running a quarantine system now, so you should be fine. Should be the time for you to kind of, watch everything. I don't want to put a 6-line in my system. I mean, it'll be too hard to catch him.
Yeah, close to impossible.
They're such beautiful fish though, and then they're so active. You always see them like darting in and out of the rocks.
That's why you can't catch them, because they know their way around that tank better than you ever will with a net.
And then I've heard, I have 2 mandarins, and I heard that there's no fish that's better at hunting pods than them.
I don't know about that. But they do move like a pod. If you ever watch pods walk around where they move quick and then stop, move quick and then stop, the mandarin moves the same way.
The one time I got a 6-line out of my tank was I had to take out all the rocks.
I took out all the rocks and had 2 inches of water and still had trouble because he would, you'd get him between the net and the wall. He'd jump. They jump so well. You got to come in at night when they're like sleepy and dopey and just take their rock out.
Kevin is asking, why is it that people think to catch a fish even before putting them in? In worst case scenario. Because you've heard they're bully fish, but you still want to, try them. So you have to plan for the worst. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst.
That's right.
Like CJ just put in an angelfish, and I mean, I've always had luck with angelfish, but I'm always thinking like, hey, if this goes bad, I'm gonna have to take them out.
Right.
Because let's say you've put a fish. Well, I've had peaceful fish already that just. I've had a Melanaris wrasse that decided to harass all the. I had a small Melanaris wrasse. Is it a Melanaris wrasse that decided to harass all the other wrasse in my? Is it a Melanaris wrasse? Or I had another. Yeah, I had a Melanaris wrasse that decided to harass every other wrasse, every fish in the tank except the tanks. He had to go.
But was he in there first? Was he in there first? I think that's a key role.
Last fish in.
Oh, last one in. Okay. Because I know a lot of times a species, the first one in thinks he owns the tank. And then the other ones come in, they're eating the same kind of food as him. So he's like, hey, there might not be enough for you. Let's get rid of you.
I hear you, Kevin. Kevin said it's just his thought. I hear you, Kevin, but I'm not the type of person where put them in and like, they'll get over it. I watch, and if something's not working out, I'm prepared to go in and get it. I'm not gonna leave it and see bullying happening and be like, they'll work it out.
Right.
Especially I have certain fish that I'm just, whether it's me or my wife are attached to a little bit more than others. My clownfish, the clownfish are the top of the food chain. Nobody screws with the damn clownfish. They're just regular orange ocellaris clownfish, but that's my first ever saltwater fish. I bought it with my son. Nobody's messing with it. I don't care if it's the most beautiful and rare fish in the world. I'd rather get that fish another tank rather than mess with my clowns.
Don't mess with Nemo.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. No. I hear he's saying it's just like you drive a car, always think you're going to crash. Does that mean you should not drive? No, but that's the thing. I do drive. I do put the fish in, but I'm just prepared. So yeah, right. I'm thinking I'm going to crash, but that means I have very damn good insurance because I know at any minute a crash could happen. So yeah, I like that analogy you're using. I just think of it a little bit different. It's like, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to crash, but I'm going to drive the car, but I'm going to make sure I have great insurance.
I'm going to make sure I got good tires.
Or I'm going to drive a big ass Jeep, something. Yeah, I always plan to I've seen the weirdest fish combinations not work out. a chorus wrasse and my flasher wrasses started fighting at one point. You know, like sometimes you put fish in and they say they're peaceful, and you know, yeah.
I hear you, Kev.
I understand. I understand Kevin. Like, I think Kevin is a little bit of like, let him fight it out. But no, he said get a dump truck. I think the meanest
cranes like he stole in the Terminator. You know,
I think the meanest fish I ever had was a purple tang. My buddy had a small purple tang in a 20-gallon, and I'm like, nah, man, this is wicked. Like, you're being cruel right now. So it was a small purple tang, like maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Had head and line lateral disease. I took him and let's say, let me have him. I'll have him for about a year. Yo, within like 2 months, I had to get rid of him because he was pissing it. He was picking on bigger tangs than him in the tank. He had to go. I think that's the meanest fish because it didn't matter. He was just, you know, sometimes fish harass certain types. He was just harassing everybody. It didn't matter what color, what shape. He was just harassing everybody. Yes, yeah, I'm not going to take them out immediately. You know, I give them a day or two. But, you know, I do after a couple of days, if things are still looking bad, I take them out. But Kevin, I also have an acclimation box, which is something I think CJ can also try. It's like an acrylic box. It serves as my fish trap, but I drill some holes in it with my drill bit to sort of let flow happen through it. So whenever I'm putting in new fish, I keep them in it for a couple of days. And, you know, sometimes you'll see fish get angry. Sometimes I've seen the tang swipe at the box. And if it doesn't stop after a couple of days, then I don't know if I take that chance. But for the most part, you know, the fish will get curious. So they'll get used to seeing the fish around. So when you release them, you know, there's less of that immediate aggression. Yeah, different people deal with it different ways. That's the beauty of this hobby. There's no one way to do anything. Oh, man. It is cold. Hey, Dave, today. Oh, Dave is gone. Where'd you go, Dave? Anybody else want to hop in?
I'm here.
Oh.
It's very quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm having my I had my my carpets and upholstery cleaned today, so I'm running a bunch of fans to try to, you know, dry some of the stuff. So it's cold in my apartment right now.
It's going to get cold there next week. They're saying the end of this week. So it's going to be in the zeros. So.
For you?
Yeah.
Oh, zeros. What do you use? Celsius?
Celsius, yeah.
Let me see how much is that. 0 Celsius to Fahrenheit.
Eight, is it? 9?
32.
32, there you go.
What's the weather here now? I think it's going to be 40 degrees tonight. Weather. Hey, Alexa. What's the weather?
I'm coming in just to stir the pot. That's all I'm here for. Just to stir the pot.
Tonight, you can expect just a few clouds in the sky with a low of 46 degrees.
It's going to be 46 degrees tonight.
Really? So I get on here and you want to talk to Alexa? Is that how we're going? Is that how we're going to play me?
Seymour, I can do that. I can do that. Kevin, what time is it?
You really want to know the time? Okay. The time is 7:41.
Hey, you don't need Alexa, Seymour. You got Kevin.
I mean, if that's my worth on this live stream, then I guess I won.
Kevin is in warm weather right now. He's not dealing with.
Nah, man. Well, technically yes, but technically no, because we have a cold front, which I mean, I guess you guys are getting also.
What's a cold
dropping?
What's a cold front where you are?
Okay, listen. This is Florida, okay? When it gets in the 60s, people start putting on jackets and furs and all type of stuff, okay?
Dude, when it was
just work with me. Just work with me here, okay? People in Florida, when it gets into the 60s, they start bundling up like they're in like -20 degree weather. Okay, it's cold for them. But a cold front down here is basically low 60s, 50s, high 50s, run about there. So right now it's probably, let me see, let me look at my phone. Right now it is 69 outside, and I guarantee you, if you go anywhere in Florida right now, you see everybody with jackets and all type of crap.
It was 69 when I was taking my kids to school this morning, and I still wore my shorts and my slippers and my t-shirt.
So 60 will be 15, won't it? So 15 and a half. Yeah, that's a nice spring day, that, yeah?
Yeah, that's, I mean, to me, that's nice. But, I mean, usually, I mean, Florida people, nah, man, that's cold.
You ever live up here, Kevin? Up in the Northeast?
I can't live in New York, man. You're crazy.
Yeah, but so you left Jamaica and go live in Florida? Boy, you have it good. Good.
Why? It's closer to Jamaica.
I know. you leave one nice weather for dropping on. You left one nice weather for dropping on next nice weather. That's what I meant.
Seymour, when it gets to 60, 80.
When I go to Canada, I'm gonna see how the yardie them what just a move come and just I forgot Toronto to live in I winter. Jeez, I feel sorry for them. It gets. I remember last year that I think the NBA All-Star game was in Toronto, and my wife has some family there, and I called them All-Star night, and she was like, "Oh, nothing. It was like -15." I was like, "What?" And she was going to the store because she said she was going to the gym, and she left her water in her car when she went to the gym for an hour. Came back, it was frozen solid. She didn't have any water to drink. Like, nah, I can't live this up. No way.
I can't deal with New York.
I'm going to Orlando in September, Kevin.
Nice weather,
September?
Man.
That's gonna be nice, bro. It's gonna be probably 70s, 80s. It's gonna be nice.
Good.
Welcome to America.
Well, but you gotta think though. You're gonna hit the tail end of summer pretty much. So it may be a little bit hotter depending on what's going on with, you know, the icebergs and all that crap that's going on around the world.
Yeah. As long as it's hurricane, I'll be all right.
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
You know.
The weather, but man,
yeah, exclusive 65. They say it's cold, man. Like today, it was probably around about 65, man. You see everybody in boots and jackets and shit like that all around town.
Well,
68 over here is summer.
Oh, summer.
Yeah.
Y'all got the mild. Man, listen, man, we be getting 100-degree days up here in New York, man.
Nah, we never get that. Never, ever.
See, that's what I don't like about New York. New York goes to the extreme both ways. When it's summer, it's stupid hot. When it's winter, it's stupid cold. I can't deal with that crap. Then shoveling snow and all that, you can keep that.
That's the crazy thing about New York City is when you're in New York City, the crazy thing is you don't get that much snow because we're so close to the water. We get a lot of in fact, I'd rather have snow a lot of times than have what we get, because we get the crazy, you know the worst weather ever for me is when it's cold outside and it rains. I wish you would just get snow.
No, I would prefer all of that versus the heat. You know why? When it's cold, you can always bundle up and get warm. When it's raining, you can always get an umbrella, get a jacket, whatever, and stay dry. When it's hot, bro, you could strip down to your bird suit and you still hot. That's the way I see it.
I hear you. Oh, but up here though, you know what kills you up here is the humidity. I know in Jamaica, I gotta say in Jamaica, I don't know what it is, man, but in Jamaica, when growing up in Jamaica, when you were hot and the sun was definitely hotter. But when you would go in the shade or your house, I guess because the homes aren't as sealed here, like you feel cooler, you get more breeze. But man, sometimes in New York in the summer, you could sit in your house. You'll be cooler going outside and standing up in the middle of the street in the sun midday rather than staying in your apartment because you're hotter inside.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't deal with the heat. I can deal with the cold, Not extreme cold, but I can deal with the cold. But the heat is not for me.
Exclusive say, give him the hottest day in New York City, and he'll take it.
Yeah, well, exclusive crazy.
Yo,
You can keep that.
yeah.
You can always keep that for all I care. Give
But
me
in
the
all
cold. I'll
seriousness,
take the
though,
cold.
last year when I was in Jamaica, though, I was in a cab, and yo, you know when you ain't used to that heat, that Jamaica heat for a while, and I'm sweating bullets in the car, and the people in the car are like, yo, man, the weather nice today, man. You're so nice and cool, and I'm thinking to myself, and say, yo, and I'm sitting there sweating like, yo, like I left the hotel like 20 minutes ago, and I'm already soaked through my shirt. I'm like, what kind of nonsense these people talking about? Like, what do you? And my mama say, yeah, man, the cool, man, the weather nice, man, everything nice, and ting on. I go on the beach, go chill out, man, because the weather nice. On Sunday, everybody go to the beach, and I'm thinking to myself like, these people is crazy. They must be crazy. And I looked on the weather thing, it said 91 degrees, and they saying today is cool. What was yesterday then? If 91 degrees is cool.
Dude, I know exactly what you mean. You know why? I went to Jamaica a couple of years ago, a few years ago, and like after we came back, and I'm looking back on all the pictures. I'm looking at myself in the pictures, and I'm like, why is every one of my shirts that I have on like soaking wet? I mean, every one of them were soaking wet in the pictures. I'm like, damn, that thing was hot. I mean, I can't deal with the heat. I'm sorry, but.
Yo, my father is pretty dark, like very dark. Yo, my father got sunburns when he was in Jamaica. My father got, and he got sunburn in his back. It wasn't even where it was exposed to the sun. He got sunburned. Like back, he had to go to the doctor. That's how bad his back was burned up. I said, damn, yo.
Oh wow.
Yo, the heat in the Caribbean is no joke. Is no joke at all. No joke.
The heat period is no joke.
The water out there, I mean, you walk in the water, sometimes the water feels, like when the water feels so warm. Like it takes no acclimation period. We're looking at Kevin's tank. There's no acclimation period when you walking into the water out there. Like you just walk right in. Nice. I wouldn't go back to live though, but I'd definitely visit every year on vacation if I could.
Timo, can you see my screen here? Let me just present it. 1 minute.
Who's present? Wait, hold on.
Present my screen there.
All right, you want me to present your screen?
Yeah, look at that.
Set to why you what?
-4 next few days.
You can keep that.
Yeah, but it's not. No, Kevin. It's -4 Celsius. Like you got to translate that to Fahrenheit. Negative.
What is that? That is like probably 20 or 30. Probably. I don't know. No, that's even lower. Because if it's
24.
See, 20s. Yeah, 24. You can keep that. I'm good. I mean, it's still cold, dude. I mean, regardless of how you swing it, it's still damn cold.
I'll take all my stuff out of my freezer and put it in the garden, save some electric.
There you go.
Kevin, somebody's asking if that's a cleaner wrasse with the blue and black stripe.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Paul, looking at Kevin's tank, Kevin, you didn't paint the back of your tank, right?
No, sir.
Kevin, Paul, I was thinking, I saw a couple of people pull the black thing off the back, pull the black tape off the back of the reefers. I don't know. I think it would look good. I think mine is too close to the wall for me to take it off now, but I kind of wish I did.
I've done that before, but the thing is I've got wires going at the back. You know what I mean? So
me too. I got crazy wire, but I thought I'd be able to organize the wires maybe behind the overflow.
Well, if you look here, let me turn the light on. If you look here, I mean, you don't see no wire. You don't see no wires behind it, right? I mean, You may see a few over here, probably one over here, but even with the cable management that I've tried to do, man, it's a freaking mess back here. You can't really see it, but it's a freaking mess back here. There's no way to organize that shit. I don't know.
The thing is with me, I splash so much water when I'm cleaning my tank. I'll just get drip marks at the back of it, and I'll never be able to clean them.
Oh,
Did you see more?
No, I don't even do any cable management because I think I change equipment or try stuff so quick that
we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. No, we don't change nothing, man. Seymour don't change nothing. Are you crazy?
Yo, but by the way, today is one of the coldest days of the year. So Kevin, part of what I do, I when people shut in on their tanks, I buy the stuff and then sort of resell it. So today, in New York here, when the weather gets cold, that's when people start looking at their tanks because in the summer everybody's outside. Yo, today I think I got like 25 messages of like stuff I've been trying to sell for months. There's everybody hitting me up like, yo, you still got this? You still got this? Because it's that time again where everybody's looking at their tank.
Yeah, because it's getting too cold to be outside and enjoy outside. So now everybody's like, okay, I need to re-up on my aquarium equipment and stuff.
Yep. I think the fish store says around Thanksgiving. That's in and around Thanksgiving. That's the best. That's the busiest time for fish stores. At least here up north, anyway. It could be different. Yeah, but this light, though, this is the last major upgrade I'm going to do to my tank. I promise you guys that. I promise that. So,
hey, listen, man. If you enjoy changing stuff, man, don't be mad, all right? I just like to keep up with your changes. That's all.
I need to start. Yo, I film. I got to start maybe. I did get too lazy, man. This YouTube thing, sometimes it just takes too much time to like make videos, man. And I can't be bothered sometimes. A lot of times I film it, and then when I sit down to try to do the video, I'm like, screw it, it's too much work.
Oh, look who came out to play. Mr. Lobby.
What's that? That's a lobster?
Yeah, bro. Some people just got a lobster and everybody all excited. I've had a lobster, okay?
I don't think
Shots fired.
I don't think CJ's in the chat anymore. So
he's lurking. I know he's lurking, and he know I'm calling him out. He know that. Me and CJ have a little love-hate relationship going on. I love messing with CJ though.
That's fire. All right. How long you had yours in the tank?
Well, this tank's been up for 4 months. He was in the 40 for about 6, so almost a year.
All right.
He's molted at least 5 to 10 times already.
What?
Yeah, so.
Nat King is like, yo, Nat, you Haitian, man. So we basically like neighbors. We just speak a different language. So all them little idioms and languages and stuff we have, I know people in Haiti have the same thing too. So, when they have the Labor Day parade out here, man, I love hanging out with them Haitians. Sac passe! And they be, dancing on the park.
Yeah, we speak broken English. They speak broken French.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh shit!
That's a clean word?
Speaking French then?
Yeah.
All right. Daily Reef is asking, Kevin, do you have the Apex up and running?
I got the Apex up and running with way too much modules.
Which modules do you have?
All right, so let's go from left to right. All right, so I got the EB8. That is the brain right there. I got the breakout box right there, VDM right there. I got a second EB8 right here. I got the ATO, the FMM module.
Cool.
I got the PM2 module. I got the LSM module.
What's the PM2?
And the PM2 is with the temperature and salinity.
Okay.
And then I got the Jabo to Apex Wavemaker module.
Cool. And you have a dose?
And then I have the Apex dose.
You said you got the LSM, that's the lunar simulation.
Yeah, the lunar is right here.
So actually, I've been considering something. Maybe you can help me. I have one of those. But I bought it from a guy, and I was planning to resell it. I bought it from a tank breakdown. But with this new lighting option, I'm going with. I might put the Kessels back. I might put the Kessels back on the tank, but the Kessels don't have moonlight. So how do you like the Luna simulation module?
I do like it. I mean, it basically makes a tank doesn't go fully dark, all around, day and night, whatever, and it gives it a whole new perspective to the tank at night. I do like watching the tank at night, and it helps me so that I don't have to turn lights on or whatever to actually see in the tank. Because the fish move around at night, so sometimes you just want to see the fish moving around or see what's going on. It's just enough light. And to be honest with you, I watched Fisher Hex when he did a video a long time ago for the lunar lights or whatever, the lunar module or whatever. And just as he says, man, you plug it in and let that thing run. That's it. Like I haven't configured anything with the lunar lights. I just plugged it in, and it just does it by the time of day or whatever automatically by the universe.
Oh, it just automatically connects and gets.
Yep. Yeah, once you plug it into the Apex, it automatically does everything by itself. I didn't configure anything with it. It was just plug and play. And then I have the I have the three light modules. So there's one right there, one right there, and then one over here. So I just have them. I don't even have them mounted. I just have them hanging in between the Ocean Revise. And like this one, I have it angled down because it was shot like over here wasn't getting much light. So I just have it angled in such a way so that it just kind of lights this section over here. But when at night, man, the whole tank is basically lit up. I love it.
All right. Because I tried putting on lunar module on the right now I have the Radions, but nah work, man. The thing nah work.
My bad.
I don't know. I never see any moonlight, anything working.
Yeah, I mean it's day and night, man. My lights go off at midnight, and the lunar lights, even though my lights are on now, the lunar light's still going through its cycle. So like at midnight, it's whatever percentage because it goes by percentage. So like it would be 80% at 11 a.m. or 20% at midnight or whatever. So when my tank lights go off, those kick in. So the tank is basically never dark. And supposedly, it was a suggestion to me to try that. It kind of helps the fish stay calm or whatever because there's some type of light going into the tank and it's not fully dark, basically.
I've heard that.
So
I've heard that.
Candy canes are looking good. Yeah, man. Ever since I put this this GSP on here, it's just been crawling up the back, the overflow. Tank's doing pretty good. This yellow tank right here is what I put in recently, and he was getting his ass beat. You can see his fins kind of a little bit nipped up. The powder brown over here was taking a liking to him. Now, as you can see, they don't even look at each other. They figured it out. The Tamini Tang was going after the Coral Beauty that I have in here. I don't even know where he is. Somewhere around here, but they figured it out. And that's what I'm saying. I just run my tank a little bit differently. I let them figure it out, and they usually do. So different strokes for different folks, But
oh, those Duncans look nice.
Yeah, these are not. I mean, I want to get more, but I want the shocking green ones. These are not really the shocking green ones. They're a little bit the duller ones.
Yeah, yeah, but some of them, I think even Dr. Welsh, he gets his to grow. The tentacles get so long. I don't know.
Well, these have been growing since the 40, and these have actually grown a lot since the 40, and even now, I mean, more heads are popping out left and right. Um, but the tentacles are pretty short. They don't get too long like the torches and stuff like that.
I think we gotta get us. I think it's probably the strain, but I have one that's toxic green, but man, it's growing so slow. And that's a maroon clown, right? How's the maroon clown? How's the aggressiveness with the maroon clown?
No, it's not a maroon clown. It's a tomato clown.
Tomato clown.
Yeah, he is aggressive. More towards me than anything else. I put my hand in the tank, he starts freaking nipping at me. But for the most part, I mean, towards the other fish, he can't stand against them, man. They'll put him in his place. Can't wait for this bad boy to grow up. Sergeant, what?
Is that's
gonna be nice?
Isn't that's the one that Aaron's Aquariums had in his tank, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man. Wait, what size tank? That's a 6 foot 180, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that fish is gonna get big.
That's the plan. Hopefully, I can keep him alive for the duration.
Not gonna have no problem keeping alive. He's just gonna bully everybody else. I think I think Aaron's Aquarium said he was bullying everybody, but you know, he could have just been his. It could have just. I'm looking at live Aquarium now. I don't remember what type of tank that is. Is that the Sohao?
No, which one? The one I was just showing. Where is he?
Yeah.
It's a clown tank. Yeah.
Yo, them thing they get big, boss. A foot.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
No, absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing, yo.
Hey man, it's as simple as this. If they outgrow the tank, then they find a new home, or they just live it out. Because I mean, if they're in a smaller tank than what's required for them, I mean, it's gonna kind of help stunt their growth. So either way.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I haven't even. Let me see. Yeah, so that's my little piece of heaven over here, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my phone so I could put my tank a little bit, but
yeah, trying to be like the big boys, you know. Starting to get into the little SPS game, but there's a long way to go.
Yeah, give me a second. I'm not trying to find my phone. I cannot find it.
Oh, good night, Paul. Paul's gone. He got to go to night. It's what? Almost 1 o'clock there? Yeah.
Steve, is Steve in the chat? Steve, you want to jump in? Oh, he said he's still listening. Listen, you don't listen to Paul. A long time after Paul be saying he's going to sleep and then just pop up in the chat like hours later. I don't know if he take the phone to bed or listen or what.
He probably just use it as a to put him to sleep, you know.
Well, you don't have to work tomorrow, so you don't have to work tomorrow. Hello. What's up, Daily? What's up, Daily Reefing? Come on, man. I know you guys have some questions. I'm trying. Yo, I really can't find my. Yo, Kevin, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm gonna try to find my phone.
All right, boss. Yeah, see, he's listening. Yes, sir. So should I feel honored or should I feel neglected, man? I don't get on here that much anymore. I come on here, everybody just leave me with the controls. Like I can run a show. I've never run a show before. I don't know how to do this thing. How do y'all do this thing? Somebody tell me. I don't know what I'm doing. So, see that I got the show. Let's see. Let's give y'all some show and tell because I like to show y'all what's going on. So I have a project that hasn't taken off the ground yet, but it will at some point. Oh, y'all not gonna be able to see this. It's kind of dark out here. But anyway. So let's see. So I have a project that hasn't taken off yet, but I got this sump, which y'all can't see that. But anyway, it's a 40 breeder. It already has some baffles in there, which is gonna be the sump. And then this is the old 40, which is gonna be just a holding tank for my office. So I keep saying that I still need to build a stand or whatever, but that'll come soon enough. But that's what I've been up to. Nothing. How you guys feel about that? Work's been having me run around like a chicken with my head cut off. Yeah, 19 people watching, nobody talking. How does that work? And probably less than 10 likes. Right, Paul? Because, people just don't hit that button. But again, people got things to do. Or maybe it's just, they're just trying to get away from the hype man. Is that what it is? Nobody likes a hype man no more. I'm not hype anymore. Sit here talking to myself. Here, man, working and listening. All right, exclusive. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate you giving a heads up, letting us know that you're in the chat. But I mean, it would be good, if somebody could help to strike up a conversation as to what was going on. Thinking about getting more fish for my tank, but I don't know what to get yet. I don't want to get no more tangs. Last time I said that, I went out and bought a new tang, only because it was not a regular tang that I see in everybody's tank. It was a yellow tang, but it wasn't a regular yellow tang. It was a Filipino, whatever, lemon. Everybody calls it different, but Aquarium calls it lemon tang or some shit like that. So that never happened. All right, Buddha, I see you, baby.
All right, I tried the best that I could. It's not great, not a good look because my living room, like I say, is kind of off limits now because I just clean everything, so I'm gonna have to wait till it dry out. I'm done with fish. Just concentrate.
Let's see what you got. You got some fish in there that you got a butterfly. I see.
Yeah, like
space. One of my favorites. Love that.
Yeah, got a yellow tang. Got a Nassau tang.
You're talking about me.
I know, right? I got a blue tang in there, a hippo tang. I got 2 angelfish, 1 coral beauty, 1 flame angel. I got lyre tail anthias. I got 2 chromis. What else?
How does your coral beauty deal with your corals? Does it nip at your corals or is it pretty good?
No, they're pretty good. Clams though, they terrorize clams.
Okay.
And I tried to keep clams a couple of times, but with 2 angelfish nipping at the clams, Nah, the plans die within a few days in my system. But they're good, and they're good to each other too because I got them when they were small and quarantined them together, so they kind of grew up.
Yeah, that's what I usually when I'm getting new fish, I usually want to get like 2 or 3 fish at this not at the same time, but to quarantine them together so they actually get used to other fish and shit.
Yeah.
And that seems to have worked for me so far because the last batch that I got 4 fish. I got a yellow wrasse, I got the angel, and I got the yellow tang, and I got a leopard wrasse. Leopard wrasse did not make it. Sad to say, but because he wasn't eating, not my fault. He was not eating. I tried. He was young.
I got a checkerboard wrasse. Oh yeah, I forgot about my wrasses. Got my checkerboard wrasse, got my leopard wrasse, and I got a two-tone wrasse. And I have another red wrasse in there somewhere. I don't know where he went. And I think I have some kind of daddy back that only comes out when it's food time. But yeah, man, that's over.
My daddy back is stuck in the overflow. He's been in there for like over a month now. I ain't gonna try to catch him.
What's stuck back there?
My daddy back. He's stuck in the overflow. Because he swam, he keeps swimming into the overflow. So I decided that I'm not gonna try to catch him no more. If he goes down to the sump, then he'll make it back to the tank. But if he stays in the overflow, he'll stay in the overflow. I'm not gonna try to catch him. It's too hard to catch him in the overflow. They sound bad and all, but y'all be fat and try to stick your fat hands down an overflow. Y'all would know what I'm talking about.
Nope. I got 2 mandarins. See one of the mandarins to the left?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, they gotten big. I've only had them a few months. Got big. Big. Let me see if I could show the song. Give me a second. Nah, no sump tonight. The couch,
no sump.
Yeah, the couch is right up against the tank, so I have to move a bunch of stuff. Nah, I'll do that tonight.
Yes. Yo, is that a Apex auto feeder?
Wait, is it an Apex what?
Auto feeder.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
It's all right. I mean,
okay.
I only ever had the Petco auto feeder, but so it's better than that. I just like that I could trigger it with my Apex. I'm cool with it.
Gotcha. Okay. I hear that.
It doesn't get clogged. It's easy to adjust. I've heard stories of people like dumping food in the tank, but I've never done that.
Gotcha.
But
well,
yeah, man, I like it.
More. I'm sorry to do this to you, my brother, but I'm gonna go run and go eat some food because fat boys gotta eat. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right, party people. I will catch you guys on the next side.
All right.
Peace.
Anybody else want to jump in? Hey, Paul.
Yep. So I shut it down.
Yeah, I think if I'm gonna text Dave later, and then if if Dave and Steve and a couple of people, then I'll start one up later. But I think it's 8 o'clock. I know Dave and other people will be willing to stream maybe about 10, but I don't want the stream to just run.
Yeah, I'll shut it down, mate.
Yeah. What time is it there?
It's late, 1:15.
All right. Hey, tomorrow's Friday, man. You don't have anything better to do, so we'll stream early tomorrow.
Not a problem. Just throw me a text message.
All right. Yeah. I will. Yeah, I will.
No problem,
All right.
man.
No worries,
Take
mate.
care.
See you later. Night.
Take care, everybody.